So I just saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and it was a wild ride. One of the most anticipated movies of the year. Tickets for the theatre I was in sold out in 10 minutes. So sat in a room full of every kind of cinema junkie, from the die-hard Five Nights at Freddy's fans to people whose girlfriends forced them to watch Scary Robot Movie. I watched as the tape rolled. And over the next hour and 49 minutes, I experienced one of the most fun times I have ever had watching a movie. And for those who don't want spoilers, I'm going to say right here, I thought this was a very good movie. Not perfect, but pretty bloody good. And if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, you will love this movie. So now, spoilers. So as I said before, I loved this movie. All the actors and their deliveries were on point. Some super creative camera shots and scene transitions. The soundtrack was so haunting, and I have fallen in love with the main theme of this movie. The 80s vibe is so awesome. And the animatronics. Oh my god, these guys looked incredible on the big screen. I have to give huge props, especially to Springtrap. When he appeared, you felt his presence and power. Now, going into this movie, I expected it not to follow the game's story and kind of do its own thing, while addressing certain things when needed. And for the most part, it did do that. Vanessa is William Afton's daughter, and basically is tasked by him to make sure that Mike doesn't peer in too much on what's going on, and kill him if necessary. It's a twist I think most die-hard Five Nights at Freddy's fans saw coming, but the way it was shown was just haunting. Mike trying to find answers to his brother going missing and what happened at Freddy's, and how desperate he is to know so much that he nearly gives up his sister Abby, who, maybe I'm dumb, but to me I thought it was his daughter in the trailer, but whatever. The animatronics, when they were violent, were awesome, and the scenes where the thugs break in and they all get killed is amazing, and it really reminds me of those old VHS style videos. But that does lead me to one slight issue I have with this movie. Well, not an issue, but something I think that has held this movie back a little bit. And that being the M rating, and how some of the scenes couldn't be as violent. And as a result, the movie is not actually that scary. And when it is, it's not the animatronics that are making it scary. But there are some scary moments, like one of the ghost kids starts streaming tears after Mike grabs him, and Springtrap. Oh my god, he's terrifying. I'm not saying this movie needed to be sore and super violent, but some of the most effective scenes were where it got bloody and violent. The scene where the girl gets dragged into Freddy's mouth and then gets cut in half. It hit hard. Now for the biggest controversy with the M rating, the Springlock scene. And yes, it does happen. Poor old William gets yeeted by the Springlocks, but the way it happens is shown very differently from in the games. The Springlocks are like a ribcage that only affect the chest and stab him one at a time. Now personally, I loved this scene, and I don't think the Springlocks needed to explode him or anything, but if I had to nitpick, it would have benefited for a little bit more blood. However, I do like the way it was done because it makes the Springlocks feel more realistic. Now the references in this movie were pretty cool, and only for the hardcore fans, without confusing the newcomers. The easiest example being the Springlock scene where William says, "I always come back," before being dragged away by the others, and small things like Sparky's Diner's reference to Sparky the dog, and Matt Pat's cameo, which was the single most funny moment watching this. Everyone cracked up. But it's an easy to understand movie and will definitely introduce a lot of new fans of the series, which is incredible. Now my only actual plot point of the movie that I wish was different was the amount of screen time given to Mike's brother Garrett, who got taken away. Now this would have been an issue if instead of doing hikes in the middle of nowhere, which I don't think is something William would do as it goes against his motive, it instead took place at Freddy's. It's a small thing, but I think would make the movie so much better. Other things, personally not too sure how I felt animatronics being so nice to everyone and building a, tower fort of Abby, but it was clear the type of movie they wanted to make, and they did do it very well. Overall, I think this was a very awesome movie that is a lot of fun. It's not perfect, however, it's such an amazing experience and joy to watch, and I have to give this an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I hope you enjoy my rant. Subscribe if you would like, and I'll see you in the next video.